Hello students, this is Dr. Shankar. I am a medical oncologist teaching this biology since last 20 years in the leading brand of India, and we are at the platform of the next JE, and we'll discuss about the nervous system. Nervous system having 3 to 4 questions every year in NEET examination since last 20 years. And the questions are basically from the nervous tissue, the function of the nerve and neuron, and the types of nervous system: central, peripheral, and autonomous, and reflex arc, reflex action, spinal cord, brain, and the 2 questions from sense organ like and receptors, sensory organ like an eye and ears. So this is basically since last 20 years, maximum 5 questions asked from this chapter. So this is very important chapter as far as a NEET is concerned. Got the point? So here in this chapter, we'll discuss about the structure of neuron, basically the nervous tissue. This is in nervous tissue. So we'll start from an neuron, but actually the neuron is. So neuron is basically a structural and functional unit of the nervous system, and neuron is made up of 3 components. So cyton, axon, and dendron. So smallest unit of the neuron is cyton. That means cyton is also called as a cell body. The cyton is also called as a soma or perikaryon. So axon and dendron sometime may or may not be present, but cyton must be there. It is a cell body of the neuron, which is the smallest unit of the neuron is perikaryon or soma or cell body or smallest unit. Got the point? If an axon is present, then it may be unipolar, bipolar, multipolar. But if an suppose neuron having no axon and no dendron, that means a cell having no process, and a cell without process having a smallest unit of a nervous system in terms of smallest neuron, which is said to be a apolar neuron. A means without, polar means process. Process is an outgrowth. If a neuron having no outgrowth, cell having no outgrowth, then it is simply said to be apolar neuron, which appear first during the course of evolution in Coelenterata. The Coelenterata, which is also said to be a cnidarians, where apolar neuron is present, where the neuron is there but no nervous system. So you say the smallest unit of neuron is cyton, axon and dendron may or may not be there. So if you consider as a nerve, then this nerve having all 3 components like an axon, dendron, and cyton, which is said to be a neural cell, neuronal cell, and plus non-neuronal cell is also present in the nerve, and that non-neuronal cell is then said to be Schwann cell, oligodendrocyte cell, and dendrocyte cell, which is basically a neuroglial cell. These neuroglial cells may be 2 types, and it can be small or large. The small one is microglia and the large one is macroglia. The microglia, which is in phagocytic cells of the nervous tissue, which is responsible for killing invading pathogens and keep our nervous system free from invading pathogens and various microbes. While the macroglial cell, which is the large one, which are of 3 type: astrocyte cell and Schwann cell and oligodendrocyte cell. These are the packing cell of nervous system. The 95% of the packing of the nervous system is made up of this particular neuroglial cell or the glial cell. Astrocyte cell is a packing cell of central nervous system. Oligodendrocyte cell is a packing cell of autonomous and peripheral nervous system, while Schwann cell is a packing cell of peripheral nervous system. So question will ask in your NEET examination, what is the difference between nerve and neuron? So actually the nerve and neuron, their function is an almost same. The neuron carries impulse from outside to inside, while nerve carries impulse from inside to inside, that between 2 organ. So inter-organ transportation of the impulse carried by nerve, and external is done by neuron. While their structural difference, you know, a neuron may have an axon and dendron, and non-neuronal cell is not there, but in nerve there is a neuronal and non-neuronal cell. Apart from this, and cyton, axon, and dendron, all 3 must be present in the nerve. So these are the two different entity, and you know the bundle of neuron which present together at one place, which is said to be a fasciculus. A fasciculus and group of fasciculus is fasciculi, and the entire fasciculus is said to be a nervous tissue. The single neuron is covered by, single nerve is covered by endoneurium, which is sheath or layer of the connective tissue, while a single fasciculus is covered by perineurium, while a bundle of fasciculus, which is fasciculi, is covered by epineurium. These are the sheath of connective tissue which is responsible for protecting different layer of the nervous tissue. So, and basically this neuron is the longest cell of the biology, and this is the single neuron having a 90 to 100 centimeter in length. Still it is microscopic, student, microscopic, and it is not regenerative because it is most differentiated cell of the biology. During the course of the evolution and development during the gestation period or embryonic development, it has maximum differentiation and it loses the further capacity of regeneration or reparation. So it is not repairable, not regenerative, like that. Got the point? And this particular cell having no centriole, and centriole is modified into axon and dendron, which is a projected part of the cyton and modified part of the centriole. Got the point, student?